Story 1. My partner, 23M, and I, 24F, have a 7-month-old son. This is our first baby and things from birth have been stressful in the sense that my partner took a long time to start being a good dad. I was doing 90% of everything until my son was the age of about 4 months, then it was about 60/40 and it's stayed that way since. Well, recently I brought books for my son to read to him before bed and I thought it was a great idea. We'd be able to have that quality time with him. Tonight I asked my partner if he wanted to read our son a book before bed. He said, "No, I don't like reading," and I said, "Well, you should read to your son at some point or another. It's good bonding time." There was just silence and he didn't really look at me, so I asked, "Are you really not gonna read to your son because you don't like reading?" Silence again. So I said, "I think it's stupid how you won't read to your son because you don't like reading. There's plenty of things I don't like to do but still do not them." He responded with a very grumpy, "Whatever." He hasn't really acknowledged my existence since. I feel maybe I could have worded it better and my choice of words make me the asshole. I wanted to make an edit for those who had questions and just about a few different comments. Firstly, thank you for all who commented. I appreciate it and realized I could have worded things better. Secondly, as far as I'm aware, he doesn't have problems reading. He has read things from his phone before and didn't seem to struggle. Thirdly, people have asked why I had a kid with him, and plain and simple, it wasn't planned. It's not excuse, but I pretty much couldn't have kids, went to doctors and everything, and I was getting tests done because I was trying for a baby with my ex-husband for years and would either not fall pregnant or end up having miscarriages. We fell pregnant because we didn't use protection one time. We had a discussion when I fell pregnant that if he didn't want to be a dad, he didn't have to be, and he was more than welcome to leave if this wasn't what he wanted. He decided to stay and actually seemed excited to be a dad. Fourthly, he wasn't like this when we first met. He was kind, caring, and helped me out when I needed it and helped me with my disability as well. He now stays home all day with me. He gets paid from Centrelink to be my full-time carer, and mostly plays video games. He doesn't spend quality time with our son. He doesn't stop playing games unless I ask him to feed or change his son. I'm lucky if I get quality time with him as his partner. Wanted to clear up for those confused. I got with my ex-husband at 17, married at 19, and left him at 22. We tried for a child for 5 of those 6 years. Hope that clears up any questions people had. Story 2. Long story short, I, 27F, started seeing 44-yo, Dave, 3 years ago. I have 2 sons, 9 and 6. He has 1 daughter, Anne, 17. I booked a road trip for me and my sons roughly 3 months ago. A road trip consisting of roughly 26 hours worth of driving with stops in between. This is the first time I've ever been financially able to do much of anything with my children, so I went all out. Planned to stop at every place they had ever asked me to go, basically. I was beyond excited to surprise them with this trip. We got home 4 nights ago. A week before leaving, my Dave decides he wants to go with me and bring Anne as a bonding experience. We do not live together and Anne has never liked me because I'm boring. She has said this to my face. So Dave thinks it will be good. I didn't really want either of them to go but thought, what the hell, why not? This could be good for us. Boy, was I fucking wrong. From the moment Anne got into my vehicle, she started complaining about absolutely everything. It was too crowded, too loud, we were taking too many stops, the boys were too annoying, and need to quiet the fuck down and chill out. We get a hotel 9 hours in PA. It's around 3 p.m. at this point. Dave asks if he can take a drive with Anne because she was getting irritated with the kids. I told him he could if he makes it quick because I needed to go get dinner supplies. 3 hours later he shows back up. Him and Anne went out to eat. So I make a comment saying, "You didn't think we wanted to eat too?" And Anne snaps back with, "I don't think we asked." After comments like this for days, I finally snapped. My body are now saying they just want to go home because several times Dave told my kids to be quiet because of his kids' comfortability. At this point I haven't done anything with my kids because the Queen would have a fit if we pulled off anywhere, and Dave at this point basically refused to let me drive despite me arguing in my car. So I snapped, told him to pull the fuck over. When he finally does, I drive to the nearest car rental and tell them to get the fuck out of my car. Dave and Anne both start flipping out. Anne saying she isn't going to get in a car that has bed bugs. Dave saying he didn't want to take separate vehicles and didn't have enough money for a rental because the Queen spent over $1,500 in 4 days. So I say, I don't believe I fucking asked. And take off. They were close to 800 miles from home. It took them 4 days to get home due to lack of money and needing to borrow. Story 3. I feel kind of stupid even typing this, but people in my surroundings are decided 50-50 in this matter, so here it goes. Last week I, 23F, was talking to my coworker, let's call her Emma 22F, about the piercings I was going to get in my ears. I'm quite a pierced person and have worked out curated ears for friends before as a hobby, so I decided to do mine as well. I made a template and everything and showed it to my coworker who really liked it. Yesterday I went to work and was excited to talk about my upcoming appointment. Another coworker suddenly accused me of being a copycat, saying that I must have known Emma just got those piercings done. I confronted Emma and sure enough, she got the exact same piercings as on my template, even some I already had. Her ears were bright red, she must have got them done the day before or something. She accused me of lying, stating that she had come up with the idea herself and I was being jealous of her new look. I was baffled. Instead of arguing further, I just grabbed my phone and showed all the other coworkers, who had gathered by now, the messages about my piercing plans. I also showed them the template I had sent her. Emma broke down crying, saying how much she loved the template and how she wanted it herself so bad she couldn't wait. I asked her why she didn't just tell me and told her I wouldn't have minded if she had gotten the same thing, but she said she couldn't stand the idea of having the same thing as someone else. She had this thing about being one of a kind. She thought that if she got them first, I wouldn't dare to copy her and that would be it. I told her I was still getting the piercings and she flipped out, yelling and crying about how they were hers now and I can't copy her or she wouldn't be original anymore. She locked herself in the bathroom crying for half an hour when I said I didn't care about that. I still have my appointment to get them. I curated the template to me because I have scarring on my ears, so the piercings need to go in specific places, so can't really change it up. I do feel bad about how Emma is taking it and don't think she would get over it fast if I got them. We work together every day. So WIBTA if I still got the same piercings? Story 4. My 26F, sister Anna, 24F, married my friend Lance, 27M. He was the cool guy in our friend group, handsome, mysterious, smart, quiet. I don't know how he ended up with my sister, she's the total opposite, loud, funny, outgoing. She's beautiful though, really beautiful, and when they got together everyone said how good they looked. Anna seemed to be really in love with him all the time. She used to say how dreamy he was, how good he treated her and how spoiled she felt. But Lance was always so stern and quiet. She would revolve around him at family gatherings but he wouldn't engage that much with everyone but me and her. I was surprised when he asked her to marry him. My sister never took the wifey role too serious. She had a non-traditional wedding and Lance went along with it. She made a bunch of rules that he agreed to and then they moved to his house. Anna banned house utensils from the wedding gift list. She doesn't work, didn't finish her studies and they don't plan on having kids. My sister is pretty much only into her looks, and I didn't think Lance cared for that before. She's always on Snapchat or Instagram. I thought that after getting married she would dress more appropriate since she used to use crop tops, blouses, dresses and shirts that showed her cleavage, short skirts or tight jean. But she says that Lance likes her just fine. Last week was my dad's birthday and we had a party. My sister and Lance came and she was wearing a pretty short floral dress. Nonetheless, most of the men were looking at her, including my dad's friends. Lance was as stoic as always and my sister came to my mom and I saying that she didn't know why he was so quiet since he's not like that. He is like that WTF. So I told her that if she didn't dress like that he might take her more seriously. She got sad and sat quietly the rest of the night and I didn't think much of that. But a few days ago Lance texted me and said that he would appreciate if I didn't comment on her wife's way of dressing again. Did I miss something? I am not in love with him. Story 5. My husband M34, and I, F31 bought our first single-story house few weeks ago. We both put money towards it and both our names are on the title. Days ago we hosted dinner for his family. My family live in another state, and friends to celebrate this occasion. They brought gifts and took a tour around the house. We had an overall good time till dinner. My husband suddenly started telling the story of how much he sacrifices, how many extra jobs he took and how many years he spent to save for and buy this house, completely ignoring my part of role in it. I was confused. I kept staring at him as he went on about how he found the house and how much trouble he got into to get it. His family and friends looked impressed as he kept saying, "My house this, my house that." I said hold on, and told them that it's not his house, but our house because we both equally saved and contributed equally to be able to purchase it. His mom asked if I was serious and I offered to show her the legal document. My husband looked me shocked and got quiet while his friends and family kept looking at him. He then excused himself to the bathroom for 40 minutes. I had to say goodbye to the guests by myself. He later blew up asking WTH I just did. I said he shouldn't have lied to them in the first place. He asked, what could you have possibly gained by saying what you said? What could you have possibly lost if you didn't? Do you ever think before you speak? I got mad and replied that he was dismissing my role in buying the house and I didn't like that. He was like, oh, so you decided to humiliate me in front of my family and friends to appear important? Pretentious much. I found this insulting, but he argued I messed up and ruined his joy in the new home when I could have avoided it. I got tired of arguing so I went to sleep. He has gone radio silence the next day and has been acting upset for days now.